Hey, you ready to give up? Or are you thirsty for more? More from the Critics Collective. Hi, I'm the Dad Panther Ron, and we are talking a holiday classic movie. Yeah, and it's that time. It's that time of year where everybody runs around the airports and loads their cars to do road trips, and they're trying to make sure you have everything. You've got everything. You follow this channel, you have the subscriptions set up, you have notifications on, maybe you put an emoji in the comments and then you realize you're forgetting something, your phone, and you got to turn back around and get it. And it's other than being a parent, it's the closest I can come up with. We're talking Home Alone, damn it. Leaving your kids. Don't leave your fucking kids. Okay. If you don't have kids, you probably feel that way if you left your pet and you turn around and go back. But for most of us, if we could drive away without our car keys or wallet, we'll do it. But you'll turn the fuck around for your phone. And some people will if they have a spouse or somebody and they realize their phone is unlocked. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. So we're talking Home Alone came out in 1990. Writers John Hughes. We did a documentary on a John Candy and the relationship between those two. So it was cool. So this movie, obviously, Macaulay Culkin, his brothers in it. They're still out there doing stuff, especially the younger brother Joe Pesci. The late Daniel Stern is in this as well. It is interesting. I believe stuff was set up in the background to make sure Macaulay was paid properly later on. So I hope he has been and everything's good there. Joe, the rumor, or at least what I heard before, was like Joe wanted a real acting role. He didn't want like something gimmicky or funny like that. So I think he was close to not doing this movie. And Daniel left for a bit. I don't know if it was issues with the stunts or wanted more money, but he was able to get more money going into that. So point blank, the stars aligned, and we were able to get this movie that basically is an 8-year-old troublemaker who's mistakenly left at home, and you're watching that happen. Um, there's nothing really negative I can say. There are some plot holes in this. There are some things that are, just it's the times. It's the late 90s. But it is as almost as perfect as you can get to be a Christmas movie for the late 90s, early 90s, the 90s in general, right there with Die Hard. I said it. But for this one, let's talk about the good stuff, the cast. Macaulay Culkin, the first time I saw him was a John Candy movie. I don't know if it was called Uncle Buck. That's the first time I saw him. I don't know if he did any other acting before, but this kid has it for this movie. And just like sometimes you watch a kid actor and they're doing a serious role or a funny role and like, hey, they're really good at it, or superstar level, or you just sometimes it's not there, and that's cool. But with him, he's one of those that this was the perfect role for him. The Good Son is another one, another good Christmas movie. I consider it a Christmas movie. Maybe I'll talk about The Good Son. Anyways, you have Harry and Marv, Sticky Bandits, just the chemistry off those two. I don't know what happens behind scenes with anybody, but just what we saw was wow. Everybody just fit. Peter, which was John's dad, Catherine O'Hare, who's out there still killing it, as Kate. It just Buzz, man. You saw Buzz, and you're like, fuck that guy. He's a whole. Uncle Frank, listen here, you little shit. I still say that sometimes to other people's kids. I don't care if you're watching it. Sometimes I'll say that to somebody else's kid. I won't say it to them. That's just wrong. But I'll just jokingly in my head, listen here, you little shit. If I order pizza, I'm not hoping, but I'm like, man, it'd be cool if somebody spilled milk and then started that chain reaction, and you move the chair and little kids getting squished, and you're wiping down your airline tickets. Like every time I get an airline ticket and I'm running to the gate, I'm thinking about this. I've been to the Chicago airport where they filmed that scene, and I was like, wow, I'm here. This is crazy. I'm gonna get a pizza. John Candy as Gus from the polka band. It's like, it's Gus. Oh, the polka band. You heard of us? We got all these hits. And nobody heard of his ass. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's John Candy, and the story on which they got him to sit down and do that. They only had him for one day, and he was there for hours, and he did it for free 99. Just shows what kind of guy he was. But again, this cast is a really good cast. The music, dun 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 Da-na-na. You hear it and it's fucking Christmas. I feel like Elf, Will Ferrell. This I really fucking love this. Do 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 do. It's just you just can't. You can't. There's times when I was younger, I'm shaving. I'm a grown ass man. I'm shaving. I'm like, like you just, I don't know, man. There's just so much of this movie, and especially having kids, having family. Now, my house is actually the Christmas lights is tailored after this house. It's tailored after this house. I get compliments, and I don't make it too flashy. I just when people say, "Hey, why did you do X, Y, Z?" Everybody's doing blah blah blah. I'm like, I always wanted that look from the Home Alone house. And so it's cool. So I think it does a really good job for adults to watch this. There's some stuff, some key stuff. Teens, kids with the action, the comedy, it's almost like Three Stooges style. And it's cool. It's him at the grocery store getting all these items and he's trying to talk through it, knowing that it's slightly weird that he's in there and he's just doing his own shopping and the freedom to do whatever. Some of the stuff that's interesting about this, the conversation that people argue, and you can argue in the comments whether or not the first one, second one, the third one is the best one. There are some we don't talk about those. They tried to reboot and do some stuff different. I think it's tough because with technology now, how do you forget your kids? There is a movie from Amazon Prime where the mom gets left, and I'll check that out. But though it probably still happens, unfortunately, how do you make that a movie? How do you make that a moment? Hmm. I don't know. I'm just sidebar, just thinking right now. And I think the last rumor was Macaulay Culkin was talking about, hey, we did look at a script or the idea of me reprising the role, but I think his idea or their idea was something like he's having a bad relationship with his own kids or kid in general. And so his kid is doing this to him because he doesn't want him in the house. He'd rather be home alone because his dad hasn't been there, and you're watching that connection. I think that would be interesting. My thing is, I hope you would go low budget on it, so that you're focused more on the script versus flashy names and action sequences. But we are talking about Home Alone. That is it. How do I get sidetracked? Because this movie is so mother loving awesome. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, the rating's gonna be high. It is what it is. Okay. This movie had an $18 million budget. It did that in the first weekend. It grossed worldwide over $470 million. The Home Alone series has raked in nearly $1 billion worldwide in multiple different languages. It's a motherfucking five. Like if you have problems with how I felt about Polar Express, okay, all right, you maybe didn't agree with what I said about Elf. If you don't think that Home Alone is a fucking staple in Christmas movies, you can go pleasure yourself. Yeah, I said it. Damn it, I said it. It's just the cast was great. It there's something about it. It does it hit the traditional Christmas spirit in a sense, like believe, oh, oh, oh. Not no, 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 not necessarily. It goes with a different spirit of Christmas and being a good person and not judging a book by its cover and so many things. And it just makes you feel all fucking warm and fuzzy inside, man. And that's what the Christmas spirit's about. So I'm about to get out of here. You could have been anywhere in the world that you chose to be here, and I appreciate that. Until next time.